Yes, sir. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday night, and you know what time it is. This is another episode of the Black and Gold Show, sponsored by Sports Talking with JB YouTube channel. And we have more sponsors I'm going to announce right now. So if you're watching this for the first time, I ask you guys to do this each and every week. Everybody that comes every week know what to do. Please hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and share it with your people, man. We here to talk Bama State football like we always do on this good Wednesday night on this program, the Black and Gold Show. I already got one of my sponsors in the chat right here. Shouts out to the Yard Apparel, man. Each and every week, you know how we do it. So what I'm going to do, I got a special guest. This is a special show tonight. Bama State's on the bye week. So you guys know I could not vanish and not give you guys a show this week. So I got a special guest, man. This guy was really, really nice to be on the show tonight. And it's a blessing to have him, man. We got a coach for Alabama State University. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the assistant head coach, running back coach, recruiting coordinator for the Alabama State Hornets, Coach Juwan Lewis.
Hey, how we doing? Happy to be on tonight. Man, you actually gave me an additional title, man. It would be nice to be an assistant head coach, but someday, man.
Yeah. I mean, you do it all, brother. I mean, recruiting coordinator, running back coach. You know, I mean, you are a part of the coaching staff and a very important part of this coaching staff. So I just had to give you some, throw another little title in there with you.
I appreciate that. And appreciate everyone that is viewing tonight. And I'm very happy to be on the show.
All right, we appreciate you, man. I reached out to you. You reached right back, and it was great, man. Always good to see you on the field doing your job. Post-game, pre-game, whatever, practices. It's good to see you doing what you do. And just for the record, before we get going, you bring the fire out. I saw you at one of Coach Eddie's camps over the summer, and boy, you was the loudest voice out there, Coach Lou. So I already knew. I was like, oh, I like this coach right here. I like this.
I appreciate it, man. I actually, I come from a football home from when I was younger. My dad's a longtime high school coach, so he always taught me young, man, that confidence or volume reflects confidence. So, too, man, you just, when you're really passionate about something that you do, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, football related, but when you're passionate about your career and what you're doing, so long as it's in the right realms of things, man, it's never really called work. It's never a chore. It's just you love to do it. Even on your worst day, you're going to enjoy the fact that you get to do what you love.
Awesome, man. And you hit that right on the head, brother. So I was so excited I forgot to do my sponsors. Let me do my sponsors real quick before we get going. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new sponsor for the whole podcast network, Jack Ingram Mercedes-Benz. I announced it on last night. So moving forward, every show on this network sponsored by Jack Ingram Mercedes-Benz, 217 Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, Alabama. If you're in the Gump or the surrounding areas, come shop for your next Benz at Jack Ingram. And you can also visit them at jackingrammercedes.com. Also, we have another sponsor, as you guys know, each and every week. I have to give it up for the guys. And for all this good gear you see me rocking, I don't have it on tonight because I'm wearing my Sports Talk shirt. But the Yard Apparel, that's where you get all your Bama State gear. Your exclusive stuff is right there on the website, theyardapparelbrand.com. Shouts out to my guy Demetrius. Homecoming shirts are on the way. They're coming soon. But check out the website to get all your Bama State gear, theyardapparelbrand.com. All right, so that's our sponsors for the show tonight, man. All right, Coach Lou, man, I got some questions for you. Actually, man, we got a question from a guy, the Yard Apparel brand. But before I do that, let me let you tell the people a little bit about yourself, man, and how you started coaching at Alabama State.
Yeah, so this is actually my 8th year being a collegiate football coach my third year with the program. So I've been here since 23. So it's my third season, yes. Um, I was, leaving a school back in 2020 going into 21. I was leaving the University of Findlay and was transitioning to Davenport University. Both two great D2 programs ran by Davenport by Coach Sparky McEwen, and University of Findlay at the time was Coach Rob Keys. Now it's Coach Corey Allen. So great guys that I can always call. I met, um, a couple Alabama State coaches down in Georgia at a mega camp. I was coaching. They had already started checking me out. We talked a little ball, almost a little mini clinic on the field, just talking inside zone, mid zone, outside zone, steps, alignment assignment, stuff like that. And I was told, man, this is not going to be the last time we talk. So you fast forward, a couple years later, after the 22 season, I get a phone call. Some movement was made on the staff, and here I am. I've enjoyed the Southern hospitality and just the tradition that never graduates at the Alabama State University, and it's been a tremendous experience being under Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. and the staff.
Awesome, man. Awesome. We're glad to have you here. Like I say, you coach the running backs. We're gonna talk about your running back room in a little bit. So what's it like working with Coach Eddie Robinson, man, and the OC Coach Chris Barnett? What's it like working with those guys?
Yeah, so when Coach Robinson and I met, he instantly knew that I loved football. I had a passion for just developing a room as a whole, not just one or two players. I want to develop a whole room, and that's really where the mentality and the montage, the nickname of the running back room, which is the 3-3-4 stable. That's where that all came about. I've always had the stable tradition, at every school that I've coached at, because I wanted guys to feel that no matter if you're top or bottom of the depth chart, I'm going to prepare you like you're going to be the guy, that you're going to be the guy splitting. You're going to be the future guy. So I continue to do that. Like I said, man, I take pride in developing the entire room, not just one or two guys. You got to develop an entire room, because it's going to take every person, and they're all going to have their one moment that's going to be a positive influence on the game, going to be a positive influence in practice, going to be a positive influence with the team in general. So I'm very big on that. And Coach Robinson, man, for the first time last year, after the Match City Classic, he was doing a post debriefing interview of the game, and he actually highlighted the tradition and the culture, man. He's learned to really love the culture of the room that's been going on again for 3 years now. So it's been great, and he did a tremendous job, hiring a guy like Coach Barnett, who's brought a lot of experience, both championship games. He's seen it all, the good, the bad, ugly, in between. He's never shied away from learning even stuff about himself. He's big on being, he's a player's guy. He's a player's coach. He plays to the strengths, so he's really good at what he does. And I just think, Coach Robinson has done a great job in general with the remaining of the offensive staff. You got two great O-line guys, being Coach Carr and Coach Green, who works with the tackles, tight ends. Our wide receiver coach does a tremendous job. Even we have a couple past head coaches and coordinators that are our coordinators now on the staff. Defensively, I would say, Coach Terry Sims, great guy. He's actually the assistant head coach. Coach Billy Gresham, who's a proud alum, along with a couple other guys on the staff, is now in the DC role, is doing a tremendous job. He's a great, he's been a great hire. He's one of the guys that I wrote way back, and we didn't even know each other. I just wrote him. He still has that letter till this day when I wrote him a letter. I was big on writing letters to coaches. Now, man, I really fell in love with texting, man, because your hands start to hurt a little bit after a while. So many coaches. Coach Middleton brings tremendous experience. He's Coach Gresham's right-hand man, along with Coach Ronnie Scott, who's taken over special teams. Coach Saeed Lee, another proud alum, man, who's been there, done that. The list goes on. Even our GAs and student assistants are very talented, and I look forward to seeing, what they do in the future, analysts are great. You know, Coach Derek Brown's the first person to come to mind who has a passion for, you know, the linebacker room, and Coach Robinson being the guy who played that same position both here at Alabama State and in the league, man. It just goes to show, man, he does a tremendous job in hiring guys that just loves to be around the game, sleep, breathe, eat football, no matter what. But, you know, he's also a family guy like the rest of us. So it's great being amongst him. And again, I learned a lot from Coach Barnett. So, you know, he's been a great piece, you know, to the room. He's been a great piece to his room, you know, to the entire offense as a whole and as the game goes on. So learn a lot from him, continuing to learn a lot. And shoot, he's extremely passionate about what he does. So,
yeah. Yeah, Coach Ed is a really good guy, man. I love talking to Eddie every time I get a chance to chop it up with him a few times. I like Barnett too. You know, every time I see Barnett, it's nothing but love. That's a great coaching staff. And I'm glad you mentioned all those guys, you know, put the spotlight on them. Great coaching staff. And you on your third season, right? Is this your third season? Okay, yep. So I want to point this out real quick. I saw this and I noticed this right here. From 2013 and 14, look at the big difference for the running game. And this is your room, right? This is your running back room. Just look at that. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome work right there from 23 to 24.
Yeah, we had a couple of things that we were able to recruit along the way. Personnel change that we had as far as, where our roster is now. Again, it goes to show, man, a very, very talented, staff as a whole. But, these guys run hard when it's hard to run. That's what we live by. Yeah. That's what we'll always live by and continue to do, man. And just, man, it's just a talented group of guys, man, as a whole. A couple of those guys obviously on the picture have graduated, but and we've added a couple guys along the way. And shoot, man, we picked up where we left off. We're going into our fourth game, so the sky's the limit for the entire offense, not just us. But one thing I always let the guys know, man, is not just what you do with the ball, it's what you do without, because there's different guys on the perimeter, wide receivers that are blocking for us. Yes. Quarterback is the commander in chief that relies, and then I always tell them it starts with the O-line. So you always got to shout out the Hogs up front, man, because it can't be done without them. It always starts with them. And boy, do we have, a talented room there, and two talented coaches that have done a great job, from the minute they step foot on campus. So, yeah, for sure, man. So I had to pull that graphic up because, I love the running game. I know a lot of people like to see high scoring, high flying offense. And shout out to Andrew Body. He said it was going to be the greatest show on turf. And I mean, you guys hadn't disappointed 3 games in, but I like this power running game. I like to see run the ball. And it's now that we're talking running backs, I just want to talk about some of your guys on your team. I made a little graphic up. Greatest show on turf. So the running backs. So I got some guys on this page, and I got another graphic as well. So let's just talk about some of these guys, Coach Lou. Starting with Jamar Holtzclaw. Like, tell me about this kid. Yeah, he's a great kid. He was in the 24 class or 24 signing class. He actually was a mid-year enrollee. His season was actually, was short-lived last year, as everybody knew. But man, he's a tremendous leader, a great kid, man. His story outside of football with his family back home in Florida is, man, if we had multiple days, we could talk about it. But this dude is, man, he matured really, really fast, and he's great at what he does. And, man, the team as a whole has a lot of respect for him,
Yeah. I like him, man. He's a good kid and definitely a powerful runner. And when he got injured last year, and you mentioned that, I felt bad for him. Madison City Classic got injured. But to see him bounce back and come out there playing, I think he's still going to have a big year. What about? Yeah. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I was just gonna move and ask about Jabbar Kirkendall.
Yeah. So he transferred in last year as well. This guy has a lot of heart, man. He has a lot of heart, man. He takes pride in, with the ball and without the ball. So he's a guy that you definitely could trust. A great "what do you need from me" guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the sky's the limit for this guy, man. And I look forward to seeing him play um, as the season goes and the years to come.
Right. Okay. Marcus Harris the second. He's been there for a while. Tell me about Marcus Harris.
Yeah, man, he's a great guy to have in the room, man. He's extremely smart, extremely mature. He's very very modest. He's had a couple big runs, and you got to look twice at him. Like, dang, man, that dude is like 230 something pounds, just
Yeah.
running like he's 185. But man, that dude does a lot without the ball as well, just as much as with. And anything you ask of him from offensive without the ball to special teams perspective, he's a yes sir no sir type of guy. Love his family. His little brother's on the team.
Okay.
He's doing a great job trying to earn and learn his way. And shoot, man, the sky's the limit.
Yes, sir. Okay, so J.R. Gardner, the next back, transferred from Alabama. I know I heard about this kid before he came to Bama State. Tell me about J.R. Gardner.
Yeah, so his dad actually played here, so he was excited about the opportunity to come. He's learning a lot, man, about the running back room as a whole. His last position coach, who was at Alabama, man, I'm a big fan of him, Coach Gillespie.
Yes.
Great dude, my fraternity brother as well. So he had a lot of tools in his basket as well, but it's a very, very long season that will continue to, be able to see a lot of these guys,
Right. And I'm excited about J.R. Gardner, man. As I am a lot of all these guys in the running back room. I do my research, and you got a like you say, the what you call the guys? What group? What do you call these guys?
The 3-3-4 staple.
The 3-3-4 stable. There you go. What about Aiden Moody Copeland?
Yeah,
Freshman.
so Moody's he's a true freshman, just got here. He's a great kid, man. He has a little spark, man, that a lot of the team loves, man, and excited to see what he builds off of, man. He's a very talented kid. He went to school in JO out in Birmingham, so he was super excited. He has a couple relatives that are ASU alums as well. So the sky, like I said, with a lot of these guys, man, the sky is the limit as far as what they're going to build off of what they're already good at, and me just enhancing and developing them as a whole. But very very selfless group all together. But Moody's a great kid, man. Great kid, very smart. 3-point plus GPA. Has hit the ground rolling academically and stuff. So great kid.
Awesome. I got a few more guys on another graphic. I got a question. Where my guy at? He asked what frat you in, Coach?
Mega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, the only frat, man. Come on.
Shouts out to my guy No Slack in the Sweat podcast, man. I don't know how you didn't know that, but yeah, for sure. All right, so I put Dylan Creech on here. I know he's not a running back, he's a fullback, but man, tell me about Dylan Creech. I met him and he's a cool guy, man.
Yeah, so Creech, man, he's gonna light you up, man, when he gets a chance. He's built on his game a lot, man. A tremendous story. Shoot, man, he had a very very tough year, all as far as family goes with his dad, and he handled that very very well, man. He just got engaged recently, man. So, but this dude loves, sleeps, breathes, and eats Alabama State football. He knew he was gonna be an Alabama State Hornet the minute he got on campus, and obviously he got there before me, but he loves everything about Alabama State.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, you think Alabama State football, you're gonna think of number 40, Dylan Creech, for sure. What about 29, Ashton Ashford? He runs really hard too. I like him.
Yeah, so he's a championship bred guy, man, from out in Birmingham. From Ramsey. He actually played great for me late in the season last year. He's doing some things this year as well, man. He's a very very tough runner, man. Don't let his size fool you, because he's gonna find a way to hit those creases and find a way to run through you. So he's a great guy, man. Great kid. Very very smart in the classroom as well. Very studious, man. He's come a very very long way, and will continue to grow.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so DJ Brown, he's a freshman, right?
Yes, yes, he's a freshman that came from Russell County. He when I met his mom and his dad, they said they could not wait for Alabama State to give him an offer. Man, Russell County is a great school in the area. Um, but man, Devin brings a lot to the table. Very very twitchy kid, man. Very very lengthy kid. Very fast. He's continuing to learn stuff about himself that he didn't even know.
Yeah, yeah,
You always hear people say you don't know what you don't even know yet. And he's learned a lot. Very very smart, man. Takes the playbook very very serious, and I'm excited to be his coach.
for sure, for sure. And yes, they do play freshmen at Bama State for sure. They play freshmen, true freshmen, transfers. They play them all. Speaking of transfers, Carl Ligon. Is it Ligon or Ligon?
Carl Gaddy Liggett. Carl
Okay.
Gaddy. Carl is actually from Montgomery.
Yes.
He has some prior SWAC experience, but man, he came back home and he's enjoying every bit of it. The whole city is rooting for Carl to do a great things here. Even when he transferred in his last coaching staff, everybody on campus, like, he was the guy. He was the guy on campus. So um, very, very glad that he gets to, actually, live out his dream of being a college football player. It's one thing I always tell the guys is that college football doesn't owe us. We owe college football. We owe
Right.
college football to get a great education. We owe college football to win each day and get 1% better every single day and be a positive influence for those in the community. So each of these guys have done a great job, even the ones that are outside the room. Man, we have a very, very great roster, man. And again, that's, I've said it plenty of times, but it's a um, great compliment and contribution from the staff to these kids, man. They've done a tremendous job getting these guys here.
For sure, man. And I appreciate you for breaking that down for me, man. That running back room, and you help recruit these guys. So I know you know these guys better than probably anybody else on the team. So it's good to hear from you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with some more questions, but before I do that, man, I do the points giving challenge. So this runs through next Friday. If you want to donate, give $37 right there. We scored 37 points last week. We're doing this each and every week. So this is for everybody who wants to donate. You can text SWARM S1 to 71777. Donate, or you can scan the QR code on your screen right there. Challenge is still going into next Friday. So just wanted to put that out there as well. All right, coach. So before we talk about recruiting, I actually got a question from my guy in the chat, man. Hey, shouts out to Hornet Sam. He always come, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you each and every week. Appreciate you, Michelle. Roll Tide, rise up and roll tide. Tell them about the show. Appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, man. Thank you guys. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and tap in with us. This question is from my guy, the Yard Apparel, man. He said, during the bye week, how do you approach practice? Do you work on cleaning up mistakes? Add a new game plan?
Yeah, the biggest thing, during the bye week, just making sure guys are taking care of their bodies. Obviously we'll practice like it's a normal week, and the biggest emphasis, during the bye week is winning the bye week.
Right.
So being very attentive when we're out there, focusing on the basics, cleaning up stuff. Yep. And everything that you would think of in a normal work week, we're gonna do the same thing in the bye week. So.
Awesome. So speaking of that, man, I just want to ask you what's like a normal week for like a D1 program, a D1 coach that's coaching at a program like Bama State. Like, what's your normal week routine?
Yeah, I mean, every program is different. For me, my day is going to be early because I love to work out. I got one of the Carl Ligon, he actually calls me shoulders because he says my shoulders are too big. But we work out. We'll get in here early. We break stuff down as a staff. We win the day as far as practice goes. Obviously you have a couple practices throughout the week. And then you're wrapping that week up. With a walkthrough or travel, and win Saturday like you won during the week, and you start all over.
Right. Yeah.
that's just a short overview without going into too much detail.
Yeah.
But everybody's different.
Right. I know it's a lot more, but I mean, you guys seem to be well organized, and I like when you guys pregame, and I always go over to the side. You guys come to the side, and you and your running backs, y'all go through y'all little routine pregame. I always like to watch and lock in because you guys are locked in. And they say the players they mirror the coach, so the coach is locked in, the players are gonna be locked in, and you, my guy, you are always locked in out there for
I
sure.
appreciate it. Sometimes people get my locked in face mixed with, man, is that dude mean or is he? No, it's just shoot. That's just the nature of it, man.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with me, be like, oh man, that dude's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But nah, man, that's a reflection of the program as a whole, man. You got a lot of guys that are extremely focused, and shoot, our head, like I said, our head coach takes pride in winning each day. Having the strength within the routine, and shoot, we're a big proponent on reflecting his vision.
Right, right. And you guys do a great job, man. Great job. So let's talk recruiting for a minute. So tell the people how important high school recruiting still is, even in the midst of this transfer portal era.
Yeah, it's extremely important. We take pride in the high school guys as much as our transfers. They are the true foundation of a program. You can't just have a roster top to bottom with just all transfers, because you'll never see. It's like a seed that you plant. You're anxious to see how well those fruits, those vegetables, those flowers are going to blossom. And without having a true seed or a foundation within that garden, you're never going to see it grow.
Right.
So we're pretty big on we're very, very big on developing talent from a freshman perspective, and a lot of these guys are shoot. We know, just like any other program knows, some of those freshmen can play. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had a lot of recruits on the sidelines on Saturday. I don't know if people noticed that. I took a video. You shared it for me on social. A lot of recruits, probably like 30, 40 recruits on the sideline at Bama State. So it's really good to see that at a HBCU. See all those guys coming in. So
We
what?
actually we actually
Go
had
ahead.
over 200 recruits show up Saturday.
Wow, it was that many.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man. I had no idea because you did tell me it was a couple more groups coming in after that first group.
Yeah, we like get them down in waves and stuff. That way everyone's not crowded. But once they're all down there and you do that final count, it was over 200 kids there.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Hornet Sam say, Lord, that they're coming, getting those Birmingham kids.
Coach Carr does a great job in Birmingham. Man, he's the pride of the city of Birmingham and Mobile, and you can't tell him otherwise. And I agree with him.
Yeah, for sure. Another question from my guy Elfron. How far y'all recruit North, West Coast?
Yeah, we're big on our region, which is down in the south. We have our bordering states, being Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, Texas. Transfers come from all over the place. Guys come be playing down south for the last 2-3 years and be all the way from Oregon and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
we're not, we don't look in any type of way as far as where they come from. It's just, do they fit the personnel and the need of the team?
awesome. Yep. And that was my next question, man. What are some important things you look for in a high school recruit?
Yeah, man. The biggest thing is, we're going to talk to everybody in the school. We love when, you talk to administration, you talk to, the teachers. Obviously, yeah, it's great to talk to the coach, but, talk to the lunch lady, talk to the counselor, talk to the athletic trainer to know everything about them, talk to the parents. Um, the biggest thing we're looking for is, are you guys skating by with academics? Or you trying to excel? Does your athletic abilities fit with what we want with within our schemes, offensively, defensively, special teams, and just what the head coach wants in general. And when you get those things all together, you put it all together. Yeah, you got a great Alabama State Hornet.
Yeah.
Opportunities come in all different ways. shoot, our head coach was a walk-on his first year, earned his way, and again, he got drafted in the second round. So, what I encourage, anybody who's very interested in the program, just be ready when your number's called. Just like you're already on the roster. Just be ready.
Right. And I'm glad you said that. You mentioned that about Coach Robinson, man. He walked on and he actually changed positions too, to get to that linebacker. So you hear a lot of success stories about the people have different paths. So you have people that walk on. It may take you a while to get on the field. Once you actually gets on the field, it's all about being prepared. And you guys, how you recruit and develop this talent is all about preparation for when your number gets called. So I like the fact that you mentioned that, getting these guys ready. So this goes to my next question. What does it take to play football at Bama State?
Really, man, what it takes is just putting your best foot forward every single day. There's people in this world that you got to think. I think I seen a story once, and I tell this analogy to my guys. Everybody wants more, but are you actually willing to put in that work? There's people that, I'll give you an example. There's a guy who may have had to walk to work. That guy who walks to work wishes he had a car or wish he had a bike. The person that wish he had a bike wish he had a car. The person who has a car wish he had a luxury car. The person who had a luxury car probably wishes they had a Hummer. You got to be content with what you're doing, and being content is enjoying winning the day, enjoying your routine, enjoying putting your best foot forward, enjoying to be able to get out of bed and be able to speak, hear, listen, and eat. When you're able to do those things, man, you'll appreciate that much more, because when you're not around it, it's almost like you're underwater and can't breathe. So you gotta love what you do every single day. And when you put that together with this talented staff, man, you're going to get coached up. You're going to get coached up hard, but you're going to get coached up in general.
And it's all about getting the guys prepared for the next stage in life. Once you leave a Hornet, you're always going to be a Hornet. You're always going to be, FIB, forever my brother, but it's that next level. Everybody's not going to make it pro. So it's what you do. You teaching these guys, they're growing from boys to men under you guys' tutelage. So very important. That's very important. And that's why I wanted to talk about the high school recruiting, how important that is to get these guys in and develop these young men once you get them in, Coach.
Yeah, we're big on that. And our head coach, like the rest of us, we love to go to graduation and see those guys walk across the stage. Our head coach has his own little portfolio of every kid that he's coached. He's able to take a picture with them in that cap and gown. And some of these guys are first generation. A lot of these guys are, getting their second, third, fourth degree. I was fortunate enough to graduate twice myself with a bachelor's and a master's. I lived through my sister. My sister's an alum of Alabama State. She graduated class of 2011, so she was excited when she found out I was coming here. So I get to be a Hornet through her. But I went to school up north. But again, this is a place where pride never graduates, tradition never leaves. So you get to love what you do, and Alabama State sets you up for the next 20 to 40 years of your life.
Yeah, for sure, man. Couldn't have said it any better. Before you go, man, I want to ask: is there any message to the fans who are watching that supports the team? Anything you like to say to the fans?
Yeah, we appreciate everything you guys do every single day. We look forward to seeing you guys on Saturdays, home, away, no matter what. And our crowd is like no other. I love the atmosphere that is brought every Saturday in our beautiful facilities, and we enjoy the people. This is a true Alabama State. This is true Alabama State Hornet country, and it will stay that way.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, the energy was a very good on Saturday when I was there, man. Pre-game, I mean, to see everybody out there, like you just mentioned, it's nothing like Obama State home game. That stadium is top notch, and you guys really, really play good ball, and you guys really showed up for the fans that showed up for you on Saturday. Y'all really did that, so we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Really, really appreciate that. And Coach, how can the people find you, man? On you social media or anything like that you want to promote?
Yeah, if you guys want to find me, I'm on Instagram. You guys type in my first name, last name. I'm on Twitter, Coach underscore JLEW. Um, Look me up that way, and shoot, I'm all for, um, I'm all for support and
Yeah.
what this university has given to us. It's a privilege and an honor and a privilege to be a part of Alabama State University and the football program as a whole.
Yes, yes, sir. So for you guys that missed the intro, he is the recruiting coordinator, running back coach, and assistant. Not head coach. He's the assistant. But this is the man who runs that running back room at Alabama State. So before I go, guys, one more time, points giving challenge runs through next Friday. Give you $37. You know, each and every game we give what we score. So just match the 37 points we scored on Saturday and donate to Alabama State. And this money goes to the football team. And this is how we get it done. To support, keep supporting, guys. Just keep supporting. And I really appreciate you, Coach Lewis, man, for joining the show tonight. It was a pleasure to have you on, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate being on.
All right, so we're going to get out of here just like that, man. For everybody that tuned in, make sure you please hit the like button. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, Sport Talk with JB. Share it to somebody. And all the recruits that's out there, if you want to come to Bama State, holler at this man right here. Holler at Coach Lou. He'll get you there. If you got what it takes to be a Hornet, holler at Coach Lou for sure. All right, y'all. This is JB, Coach Lewis. It's been a great show. Thanks for watching the Black and Gold Show. We'll see you guys next week.